Hey everybody, it's Joe Friesen here again with another episode of Rubbish Conversation. Today the face of Rubbish Conversation has changed a little bit. As we're heading into the winter months, I've had to move indoors, and rather than focusing on picking up garbage outdoors, I am going to worry about getting rid of things that we don't need inside. So Sarah and I have decided to pare down on our things because of a few reasons. One, well, there's clutter. It's hard to move around sometimes, so we're making some space. We also want to entertain the possibility of a smaller home someday, so we need to get rid of a lot of this stuff so that we can physically fit in a smaller location. Cost savings is a big one there, so if we can move into a smaller place and bring our expenses down, we'll be able to travel more and do more stuff like that. So one of the things I've ran into a problem paring down, like we've gone through a lot of things, gotten rid of a lot of personal things already. Like Sarah's gotten rid of teddy bears, she said, since she was a kid. She's gotten rid of a lot of clothing. Me, I've gotten rid of a lot of my shot glasses, some of my collections, some of the things that don't actually have a purpose. They just take up space, but they're things that you like to have. So we've gotten rid of a lot of things. Now, one thing that I've ran into a problem with, and I'm sure you can probably understand it, is getting rid of old photographs. What I would do back in the day when it was still actual physical 35mm photos, I would take and go through all my pictures and put the best ones, my favorites, whatever, into albums. So I still have an entire box of albums to go through, but I also had this box of B-side photos, if you will. So I had many of those kicking around, and I just want to get rid of this box. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going through all of my photos, all of the B-side photos, and making sure that there aren't any in there that in hindsight are more valuable than they were at the time. So I'm going through a lot of photographs that are of events that were very important but maybe weren't good photographs. But those photos might, and this is where the anxiety kicks in. Those photos, I always have this running, rambling thought of these photos might be valuable to someone. I'll take you through my thought process as I'm sorting through. We'll go through a few of the envelopes of photos, and I'll flip through them and I'll tell you kind of what's going on in my head. But the main thing is that I might be getting rid of something that will never exist again and might be important to someone. But the chances of that happening are very, very minuscule. Like this one photograph that I held up here, this is at my cousin's wedding. This is one photograph that I am going to hang on to, and I thought my way through this one pretty in depth. All the photos that I took for the wedding, I was one of, I think, 2 or 3 photographers at that wedding. All the pictures that I did, I gave a copy of the originals and the negatives to my cousin. So I know that they exist. I know that there's a copy out there. I know the negatives out there. But this photo, I think my mom might appreciate to have because it's her parents at the wedding. Probably one of the last shots of them together. So I'm going to hang on to that. I don't know if she has a copy yet, but I'll give that to her. So stuff like that I'm setting aside to give to people. So basically what I'm doing is I'm separating my pictures into 3 piles, and I'll point them out here. This pile is all the ones that I'm throwing away. I'm just looking off into the side into my monitor here so I can point this out here. Casey Neistat usually has his shades on, so you can't really see him doing this. So that's the stack of photos I'm giving away or getting rid of, just garbaging. Then I've got in the corner there's a pile of photos that I'm going to scan. So I'll still be able to share the photos digitally as we do these days instead of having to keep them around. I probably should have mentioned that sooner. That's kind of the key to this whole thing, is being able to scan them and save them that way. I'm the type of person that has a very hard time getting rid of things, especially very personal things like photos. We'll go through some photos and I'll tell you my process, and you can you'll be able to tell the anxiety part of it as I'm going through these things. And just picture all the thoughts that I'm saying going over and over and over and over and over in your head, like what if, 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 what if. You can't live your life by what if. You can't live your life by what if. You can't. That's one of the big lessons I've had to learn. So anyways, I'm going to go through some photos with you, and I'm going to go through all the what ifs with you, and I'm going to try to get rid of some of these photos. So here we go. This one I'm going to hang on to. My dad and my brother off on one of our fishing trips. This is when we were camping on an island, so that's one that we're going to keep. because that doesn't exist anywhere else, and I'm sure if nothing else, Mom would like that one. July 96, I would have been 18. That was my 18th birthday month. One of my brother that will keep. Yeah, these ones are all important. I don't know why these were not elsewhere. Well, this is my graduation rehearsal. So yeah, those ones all scan and stuff. These are hamsters that we used to have. And so yeah, those ones are going to go. That's the kind of stuff that's no problem going. The rest of it you can scan and give to other people, and it's a great way to get back in touch with people that you haven't seen in a while. Apologies for the poor focus throughout this whole thing. It's panoramics. Oh, this was my first ever skateboard. If anybody ever sees a board like this and want to send it to me, I would appreciate it. Well, this was me. Oh boy. I don't know if I even want to show that. I was headbanging. Airbands headbanging. The other thing here is this was all documented by other people, and there's shots of this in the yearbook and stuff like that. So it's just stuff that is kind of superfluous, right? So those are all going to go. It's so incredibly hard to get rid of stuff like this, because it makes you think of stuff like, well, this is my buddy Jerry, and he had part in this play, and he had to act drunk, so he was stumbling around stage, and he did an amazing job of it. But again, it's those things that have been documented elsewhere, but it's still hard to get rid of, because what if he sees this video and goes, oh man, I wish I had that photo, and trying to look at it in the way that people will understand. You know, sometimes you have to get rid of stuff. Here's another. I don't know why I'm finding all these tough ones. There's a couple of Christmases I'm gonna scan and give to Mom. Corey took me to this one. This is the stuff that I find really hard, because like, it was something I was at with my brother. He took me to this. It was really cool of him to take me to this. You get a shot like that that has him silhouetted in it, and I think I'm going to at least scan that. Okay, done. And that's the way I justify it to myself. It's like, I'll keep a couple to scan and then get rid of them after. I'm finding a lot of stuff actually in these ones, because I haven't gone through these in years. And this was, oh, I think I know what it is. This was before I started doing the albums. The real hard part is going to be going through the albums. I'm going to be doing a lot of scanning, and this form of paring down takes a long time, but it can also help kind of put your mind at ease a little bit, because you know you're not getting rid of anything that might be needed. What if? But you're still getting rid of it. You're like, digitizing, I think, is a huge part of paring down. It's still there, and it's not taking up space, getting in the way. My first ever roll of film with my Pentax MZ5N. One rule that we have for a new camera is first shot has to be of yourself. One without a flash, one with flash. Put those aside too. I'm Leo and I'm egotistical. Taking shots, just getting used to the camera, you know, messing up. That's the thing, a lot of this stuff that I have here, I have better shots of in albums, so I don't really need to hang on to this stuff. Besides, you know, stuff like this for going through my, you know, for putting into my portfolio, I think it's a neat shot. If that branch wasn't in the way, it would have been a lot better shot. But I hope you can kind of see my thought process, how the anxiety can slow you down, because, you know, a lot of people would be able to just grab these and toss them, just throw them away. A lot of these are going to get given away to people, and a lot of them are going to get scanned. Some of them might go back into albums, but I'm trying to get rid of as much of that stuff as I can. This kind of illustrates my point about the whole anxiety thing and not being able to let go, and, you know, some of this stuff I should be able to just toss. A lot of people would just be able to take these photos and just toss them. This stuff brings back a lot of memories, you know, so I'm going to at least try to scan some of it, get rid of a lot of it, and go from there. I don't know if this was the best example, because I ran into a lot of photos that I really do value and I'm going to hang on to, and some things that are going to go into albums and some things that are going to get given to people. But that's another reason to go through stuff, is so that you do find things that you can give to other people, and that you can find things that you have absolutely no use for anymore. So there's going to be a big stack of photos there that I don't really need. Some of the photos, like the really good ones, I put aside. I'm going to keep those, scan them, and put them on my Insta. So yeah, if you like this sort of thing, this is the kind of thing that's going to be on my Rubbish Conversations for the next little while, is paring down and the mental blocks that you can run into with paring things down. I don't know if I gave you too many good ideas about how to go through things and get rid of things, but you can go through your photos, cut them up, to make a collage for on the wall so that all this stuff isn't in a box anymore and it's on the wall and it's on display instead of being tucked away. I'm going to keep going through the rest of these photos and then the scanning process, and it all takes time, so this is going to take me a while yet. This is one of the things with anxiety that really slows you down because of the extra steps that you take to calm yourself. Get your what ifs out of the way and figure out what the next step is. So please join me next time as I go through another Rubbish Conversation and I work on paring down more things in my house. I very much appreciate all the feedback and support that I've been getting, and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers. Peace. I'm out.